Oh boy, what's going on with Dear Leader? What's going on with Dear Leader today?
Are we close to seeing Mr. Kim here at the White House?
Kim being Kim Jong-un, okay, yep. North Korea, got it.
Could happen. I mean,
they talked about that yesterday.
I think it's something that could happen. Yeah. Hey, he's the head of a country, and I mean, he is the strong head. Mm-hmm. Don't let anyone think anything different. Right. He speaks, and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
The President of the United States, who doesn't care about your financial situation and is willing to say that to you directly, is also willing to say behind your back that he wants the United States to look like North Korea, where people have to stand up for him. My God, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's so great and neat and cool and awesome and normal.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
I don't think the president said that. I think that's a misrepresentation of what the president said. But look, I agree with the president that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon.
I think it's a misrepresentation of what he said. I think the words he said right there that you can hear directly from his mouth, I think that's a misrepresentation. Maybe, no, it's not. It's the words he said, J.D. Vance. Totally not a wannabe dictator. Again, somebody's going to say, oh, no, you're misrepresenting what he said when he said that he wanted people to worship him as though he were a North Korean dictator. Like, no. Nobody's misrepresenting that. They're hearing the exact words he's saying. And if you want evidence of that, if you want proof that that's exactly what he wants, the proof is literally right there in front of you. The dude wants statues of himself erected in the United States because he wants you to worship him. There is a reason that Homelander is on this arc in The Fucking Boys. The reason he's on that arc is because the writers of that show saw what Donald Trump was doing and see that he's doing the exact same fucking thing. Jesus Christ. It's insane to me. This whole situation is insane to me. Why do we have to live in a world where the President of the United States is saying that he wants to be like the leader of North Korea? And we normalize it. How? It doesn't make any sense at all. And you know, we say all that, but we also live in the world where our president's a rapist. Like, we also live in that world where the President of the United States is an actual rapist, not alleged, raped E. Jean Carroll, and that information is out there for everybody to see. Sean says, again, comic books are less crazy than the real world. It really feels like it sometimes. It really feels like it sometimes. Like, you get these people who, in a comic book setting, would be supervillains. And a comic book setting, that is exactly what they would be. And, like, you could make the argument that we shouldn't use that terminology for them because it like, artificially inflates their egos. But no, that's exactly what they want to do. That's exactly what they want to be. They want to be supervillains. Axel says, at least in the comics, it feels like there's someone coming in to save you. Right. The thing that sucks is that in America, the only person coming to save Americans is other Americans. And unfortunately, the media apparatus in America has been so good at convincing Americans that other Americans are not the kinds of people that have their backs. Somebody says, there's a reason the common Joe loves escapism and actually getting out there to help fix the crazy... loves escapism rather than getting out there to actually help the crazy world. Yep. Jet says, I would almost go so far as to say that Lex Luthor would make a better president. No, I would not go that far. So I would say that in terms of him being intelligent, Lex Luthor is better because he's intelligent, but he's also infinitely more dangerous. Having Donald Trump for president is like having a slightly more stable Joker for president and less Lex Luthor. Jasta says, I know we already watched it, but it's always applicable. It's always applicable. Yeah, you're right. This video is always applicable to what's going on here.
Channel playlist of 2024 campaign ads.
Donald Trump has never, ever been right in the head.
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man. anonymous, really anonymous.
And then they announced there was no buys, no.
Take a look at the oranges of the investigation.
What are the oranges for, Jeremy? What are the oranges for? Lex is also dying of kryptonite cancer at some point. It depends on your canon. It depends on your canon. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they aren't.
If you have a windmill anywhere near your house, they say the noise causes cancer.
I don't know what I said.
They have voter ID. They have ID on everything. You buy a loaf of bread, you have ID.
The first non-incumbent.
The kidney has a very special place in the heart.
We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
Injection inside or almost a cleaner. That an illegal act.
Learn more at psychopac.org.
It's always relevant. It's always relevant. Along with the Whitest Kids You Know skit, which we're not going to say because Vice Rhino got banned off Twitch for doing that. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Will says, whenever there's another Democrat president, they should charge the Trump family for repairing all the crazy things that Trump is doing right now, like how much it costs to paint the reflecting pool in front of the Washington Monument sky blue, for example. Can someone hook Trump up with a glowing rock? Now, the reason that he's talking about the leader of North Korea in the first place is because he's set to have conversations with said leader in order to convince him not to help Iran. Now, I have an article about this, but that article seems to be convinced that my ad blocker is still on, despite the fact that I've turned it the fuck off. Help me, Egg McMuffin, you're my only hope. Here, I'm putting up a YouTube link, too. If it's not relevant, I'm never clicking a link from you ever again. Ow. That hurt my ears.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal.
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out tirade.
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, though it's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
The failing New York Times by anonymous, really
anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
Man, Jeremy, what are the oranges for?
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these...
Guys, we need to make sure that Donald Trump has life alert. We don't want him to fall and not get up.
...these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
A friendly reminder from the Midas Touch Network. Takes battery devices, but we're giving it to him. Here's your life alert, sir. We're just not gonna, give you access to the life alert that we're giving you. It'd be terrible if Trump couldn't... It would be horrible if the president couldn't get back up. So, but sir, he aced all the tests. He aced every test. You're right. All the tests. Every single one of them. Trump aced every single test. You are entirely correct. Then he received 400 in good news, the Nebraska Dem candidate who said she'd drop out to help the candidate that could win, a union leader win. Nice. Okay, so why is he talking about the dude in charge of North Korea? Well, in an interview with Fox News, the U.S. president also said Beijing has agreed to order 200 Boeing planes. He said that the Chinese president has agreed not to provide Iran with any military equipment. So he's trying to get China not to provide any military equipment to Iran. And I guess he's just getting fucking shit confused with them in North Korea. But also, North Korea is not supposed to be supplying stuff either. These are all the shit he's going in. Justice says, I could words, but I am sick. China. I feel scatterbrained. I'm still off kilter from earlier. Because I read Xi Jinping as the North Korean person. Maybe I'm the person who's actually completely off my rocker. Actually. Said Trump, who's in China for a state visit earlier, said that he and Chinese President Xi Jinping had agreed that the Strait of Hormuz must remain open to support the free flow of energy. China has close ties with Iran and is the #1 consumer of Iranian oil. President Xi would like to see a deal made. He would like to see a deal made. But why did you say it twice? Fucking weirdo. And he offered that. He said, if I can help in any way, I'd like to help. Trump was widely expected to push China to pressure Iran to accept a peace deal and open the Strait of Hormuz, a critical sea route for oil that has largely been blocked during the war.
The issue, and you've been asked about it, and you've spoken about it, and that is China's support of Iran. How big a discussion was that today?
We discussed it. I mean, when you say support, they're not fighting a war with us or anything.
No.
He said he's not going to give military equipment. That's a big statement. He said that today. That's a big statement. He said that strongly.
God, he doesn't sound well. He really doesn't sound well at all.
But at the same time, he said, you know, they buy a lot of their oil there, and they'd like to keep doing that.
Okay. Man, he just... So I feel like I'm not cognitively there all the time, but then I look at the United States president and I'm like, man, I got a long ways to go. Before things are that bad. So we've got a president who, at the very least, is trying to have conversations with China about this shit, but he also thinks that we should worship him the same way that the North Korean leaders worshipped. Man. This is quite a guy. Goes here and says, hearing Trump makes me want to drink and I don't even like the taste of alcohol. I wonder if we've got... Yep, we have some more information as well. Law firms, they're urging appeals courts to keep blocking Trump's sanctions against them. So President Donald Trump's efforts to sanction some of the nation's most prestigious law firms strike at the heart of rule of law and must remain blocked by the courts, an attorney for the law firms told a panel of appellate judges on Thursday. A 3-judge panel from the U.S. Court of Appeals from the District of Columbia Circuit, Jesus, has also heard arguments from a government attorney who urged them to reverse lower court decisions in favor of 4 law firms. The panel didn't specify how or when it would rule after Thursday's 2-hour hearing. Paul Clement, who represented the law firm, said Trump imperishably punished the firms because of their relationship with clients and attorneys who raised the president's ire. I mean, this is the president who's also trying to get... He's also trying to make it so that we can prosecute fucking trans kids. Of course he's going to be doing some fuck shit here. The Fight says, you know, sometimes I think I'm terrible, then I remember Trump was worse. Yeah. My God. This is what it's like having a rapist for a president, guys. This is what it's like having a rapist for a president. This is why you should not vote in rapists. They're weird. The only thing that he has done that is okay is going and talking with China about trying to make sure that Iran doesn't get more armed. But, like, at the same time, that's a problem that he wouldn't have to be doing in the first place if it wasn't for the fact that he started the war with Iran in the first place that we shouldn't even fucking be in. He's made the entire White House to be a clown show. Every single bit of it. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.